next 4 games in front of us. Plenty of smiles and plenty still left ahead of us. It all gets started noon Eastern time on ESPN. We'll be here all day on the SEC Network as well. We'll see you on Friday. Two days in Greenville officially done. We are 8 games in, and we are staring down quarterfinal Friday from inside Bon Secours Wellness Arena. We'll see the top 4 seeds in action in this tournament for the first time, but we are seeing some red-hot teams who are ready to greet them. Clara Strack in Kentucky punching their ticket for a rematch with South Carolina. Reagan Beers all smiles as they'll meet LSU. Coach Yo back to dictating and disrupting, and Christy Curry, don't tell them nothing after 2 wins so far in this tournament. They'll see Texas again coming up on Friday night, and we have a ton to tell you about. In case you missed any of the action on Thursday, we're here to get you all caught up. Mike Neighbors, Steffi Sorensen, Alyssa Lang here with you. Just when I think the games and the days can't get better and better, the storylines continue. The tradition here at this tournament is unlike anything else.
The interviews. Talking to the coaches today, it was amazing.
Yeah. So we haven't had very many close games. And you normally go, well, we hadn't had any excitement.
Right.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
No, it never is the case, especially here. As we said, we're going to get you caught up on everything. Let's go all the way back to the morning session here on Thursday. From Greenville, Kentucky versus Georgia. We dubbed it the Nell Bowl. A couple of Nell Fortners, former Georgia Tech players, squaring off. Clara Strack, though, has been on fire this tournament. 13 points in the first quarter.
What was really interesting was we spent a lot of time the first day in game 1 was all the guards hitting the 3-ball.
Right.
Who was it today, Coach?
It was Strack. We talked about them getting those records, and now she steps out there, and that makes it almost unfair to have to try to guard her.
She can shoot from anywhere. Danny Carnegie, 3 from the top of the key, more from Strack. Puts Kentucky back in front. This was a closely contested game for much of the first half. Late second quarter, Trinity Turner pull-up jumper.
She played really well today.
She did.
Yeah. Kept them hanging around.
Dawn Staley joined us at halftime to talk about Kentucky.
Kentucky's has to continue to get Strack the ball. She's got the hot hand. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I would just keep leaning on her.
Dawn Staley was in the house because they get the winner of this game. First possession of the third quarter, Strack. Well, maybe they listened to Coach Staley, or maybe they just followed their best superstar on the team.
Kenny knows what he's doing, but he certainly lit a fire under his best player, and for her to stretch out, I mean, she can already face up, Coach. She can turn around, fade away, get points in the paint, but stepping out, hitting this 3-ball, and Tony Morgan finding her, I mean, that's next level, Coach.
All of those shots are from different spots on the floor.
Kentucky
Every one
doesn't
of them.
favor either side. Looking to maybe start to pull away from it here in the fourth quarter. Strack. Tony Morgan, with the jumper to put the Wildcats up 7. She had 14.7 assists on the day. Kentucky inbounding. Here's more Strack to put Kentucky up 6.
Yeah, Georgia passed the eye test today, though.
For sure.
You know, people on the committee are watching
That's
this.
a good point, yeah.
They did. They played well for a large part of this game. Don't look at the final.
How about the bigs inside? Tiani Key with the rebound back to Strack, who finishes. Kentucky wins 76-61. Strack had a career-high tie with 33 points in this one. Here's a look at the shot chart. I mean, the heat map tells the story. Clara Strack can shoot it from anywhere. 33 points.
3, 4, 5 greens out there beyond the arc.
5 threes.
5 greens.
Casually. They'll see South Carolina Friday.
We're going to lace them up, and according to a million people, we got nothing to lose, right? So we'll just come out there and just be ready to play. And this will be a great opportunity for us. We played them very well on Sunday. And we get another opportunity. It is a little bit different. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. We've had 2 games already. This is our 3rd game, and they haven't played since we played them on Sunday. And so, obviously you're going to have a competitive disadvantage because of that. But nonetheless, we're going to go out here and use it as an opportunity to get better because, we're looking forward to playing a lot of basketball for the rest of the season.
That Kentucky-South Carolina game was a good way to end the regular season. A close win by South Carolina on the road. Florida-Oklahoma was our next game of the day. We'll pick it up early in the second quarter. It's a tied game. Peyton Verhulst is going to fake out the defender for the layup.
There's a clip of Jordan doing that gets played everywhere. That's an unbelievably hard move to make. She makes it look so easy.
It is a Jordan school.
Yes.
Fair.
They are both Jordan schools, should I add?
A few minutes later, Florida staying close. Liv McGill. Jumper in the lane. Gators down just one. Middle of the second. OU back up by one. Aaliyah Chavez, step back, corner three. 4-point lead. Liv McGill now turning defense into offense as she often does.
Yeah, it was all Liv McGill for Florida in the first half. And, you wondered for Oklahoma, I think they just had to settle in. What were we going to see from the third quarter? Because Coach Reagan Beers got into some foul trouble. And
she did.
They had to find her at some point.
And they did in the second half.
Chavez inside to Sahara Williams for two. That
18 points in 18 minutes.
Yeah. How about Reagan Beers? Watch how many defenders are on her. 4, and she gets it to go. Dad is fired up as always. I love the dad cam. So good. Off the steal, Zaya Van for two. Too much Oklahoma. Sooners get the dub, 82-64. Jenny Baranchek knows how important Reagan Beers is.
We're different when she's on the floor, and you can tell that. And so, and then sometimes when she gets in foul trouble, one of the growth things I think that we've had this year is we went back to her in the third quarter. A lot of times, sometimes when we're missing her in that second quarter or we're missing her in that first half, we kind of forget about her and we start doing other things. So at least we went back in there. I really would like her to shoot outside a little bit more too, because I think that can negate some of the physicality on the interior. So if we can get her a little bit more movement, I think that will be helpful for us.
I'd hate to see Beers on the floor for 40 minutes. She's just so tough to guard. This game is going to be an entertaining game. Florida has been so close all year to winning more games than they finished winning. They're playing their best basketball, and we all know how good OU has been all year.
So let's start with the day session of our quarterfinals on Friday. We'll see South Carolina, Kentucky, and LSU, Oklahoma. We mentioned that we just saw South Carolina, Kentucky to end the regular season just a few days ago on Sunday. The last time Kentucky beat South Carolina, you were on the sidelines for that game.
Oh my
right
God.
over
Was
there.
that the last time?
The 2022 SEC Tournament Championship.
Trayon Edwards.
Yeah.
What has to happen for Kentucky to flip the script compared to what we saw on Sunday in Lexington?
Probably a similar type thing that happened that day. You had a little bit of an unexpected barrage from the three-point line. You had a few kids step up that might not have been number 1 or number 2 on the scouting report. It's going to have to be everybody. They're playing on 3 days, so it's going to take something from everybody to get that thing done in this particular building.
Yeah, maybe it's, 2 or 3 extra threes from Asia Boone or Amelia Hassett. I mean, it's going to take a lot. Obviously, that game was close, though. Coach Neighbors and I, you were in studio on Sunday where, Tiani Key with 5 or 6 seconds left, opportunity to tie the game. I mean, they're right there. To Kenny's point, it is their third game.
Right.
South Carolina comes in here fresh, rested, and I expect a lot of Gamecock fans in here.
It's going to be loud.
It's going to be
There's
loud.
going to be a lot of garnet and black, but Kentucky fans, blue gets in.
Yeah.
That's what.
But I like
say in
I
Lexington.
think a little edge
I do
for
too.
me
I do
for
too.
Kentucky.
Yeah, it does. And I think, that crowd can carry you so much. But I think when you start looking back at what Kentucky is capable of doing,
Yeah.
if they can do it early and let them know, hey, my legs aren't that dead. Hey, my lungs aren't going to collapse on myself.
Right.
If they can hang in there and play like they did today in the first quarter, South Carolina hasn't played yet. We've been talking about this. Their advantage, first 20 minutes, play on adrenaline in the second half.
So much perspective, right? Hey, we're warmed up. They're coming in maybe a little bit colder is the way you have to look at it. Let's talk about our other quarterfinal, LSU versus Oklahoma. We heard what Kim Mulkey said. Gosh, I hope Reagan Beers doesn't play for 40 minutes. Obviously, that's the key to their success. How do you like this matchup? What jumps out when you think about these two?
Well, think of what Oklahoma did really well today against Florida. They had 47 rebounds, and they forced 24 turnovers. And so I think about that going up against an LSU team that you got to rebound with them. And can you speed them up, and can you, because they play fast, can you turn them over? There's a lot of weapons for LSU. Like, we don't have enough time to go through all of them, but Reagan Beers staying on the floor, and what does Chavez do in this game? She wasn't efficient tonight, but
Rebounding against any Coach Mulkey team is always going to be paramount.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have some turnovers based on the pace of the play, but you have to be committed to give an effort on rebound. You don't have to even be even, but it can't be this massive separation. Yeah. If that's there, then they could become really hard to beat, and it takes so much energy to do that. Now you are getting into, we haven't played yet.
We will get it all started at noon on ESPN with Kentucky, South Carolina, and then after that one, we will bring you Oklahoma, LSU. That's the day side. We got two more games after that. But until we talk about those, we got to show you what happened in the night side on Thursday. And Coach Yo got back to it, dictating and disrupting. And she was fired up on the sidelines. We'll talk Ole Miss and Alabama when we come back.
Just one Clorox wipe tackles up to 50 feet of spring cleaning.
I promise to love you, to feed you the food you deserve.
Blue Buffalo started with a promise to feed our dog Blue the highest quality ingredients, and it lives on in every bowl you fill.
I promise to be your best friend forever.
I moved your meeting, and your car will be here in 5.
Perfect.
Look at this little beauty I found in the garden.
Nice snake, Chris.
Hey, whoa, what is that?
Our new Alexa Plus.
She's not living here. That is full-on AI. One minute we're all buddies, then the next minute she's trying to kill us.
Now, Chris, how exactly would I do that?
A million different ways. Maybe I'm taking out the trash.
The door's jammed. Take a closer look while I pull up a tutorial. A little to the left.
You're a widow.
Right.
All right, what about this?
Looks like rain. Closing cover. Hold your breath, Chris. The package I sent you is here. Lowering shades. Let me light a fire.
You crazy.
Your car's here.
I gotta go. Love you.
You seem tense. Can I book you a massage? And a cinnamon scrub?
Oh, you can do that? I do love a cinnamon scrub.
That's it. We're switching teams.
You can't just switch.
I mean, we just switched to Verizon. Got 4 new iPhone 17 Pros on them.
It's good to be on a winning team.
Come into Verizon and get 4 iPhone 17 Pros on us.
Nachos?
Thanks. Please, please.
Welcome back to Greenville, where the party's only just getting started. SEC fans from all over filing into this great city to take in the best tournament in the country here inside Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Let's show you the night session on Thursday night. Alabama taking on Tennessee. Lady Vols came into this one on a 6-game losing streak, its longest losing streak in conference play in program history. Essence Cody getting it started. Jessica Timmons' 3 is gonna hit. Tide leads 17-12.
She looked razor focused as this quarter winds down, and she didn't settle for jumpers. She got to the rim. She attacked Tennessee's defense. That was a great sign for Chrissy Curry's Crimson Tide to start this game.
Second quarter, Bama in the lead. Vols trying to get back in it. Nia Robertson 3's no good. Z Spearman with the board. She'll get it to go. Bama lead is just 4 now. Under 5 minutes in the quarter, Tamia Scott top of the key. Her 3 is good. Alabama has come in with quite the hot offense so far in this tournament. Under 1:30 left in transition. Naomi Jones with the board gets the bucket and 1.
When you start offensive rebounding behind attacks in the basket,
Tide would take a 10-point lead into the break. They were 18-0 this season when leading at the half. With that continued, third quarter now, Scott in the paint finds Jessica Timmons for 3. That was a deep one.
logo.
Yeah. Tide lead 45-32, and they would not be done. Ace Austin finds Tamia Scott in the corner, and that's good. Alabama goes on to beat Tennessee to punch their ticket to Friday, and they were fired up as Carly Weathers moves the Crimson Tide to Friday's quarterfinals. We caught up with Jessica Timmons after the game.
We gotta get that get back.
I mean, it's surreal because when I was sitting out 2 years ago, I got hurt on the court here against Tennessee. So this is my first year actually playing in the SEC tournament. So just to go out there and battle with these girls, it really means a lot. It's my last year here. I'm trying not to get emotional, but just to go and continue to play each game because we know it could just be one game left. Every team is fighting for seeding, so we're trying to pull out and win the SEC championship.
I think I can speak for all of us. One of the best conversations with Jessica and Carly we have ever had here on this desk. All right, let's take a look at the SEC bracketology. According to Charlie Cream, Tennessee has moved to an 8th seed. Their 7th straight loss. That's the longest for Tennessee in 55 seasons. We've talked a lot about Mississippi State and Texas A&M. Quick note before we move on to the next game. The longest losing streak in the last 26 seasons entering the NCAA tournament came from 05-06 Boston College. They lost 5 games leading into that tournament. Tennessee has now lost 7. They should be solidly in the field, but you never want to be on a losing streak of that length going into this tournament.
The committee's going to have to make some historic moves.
Yeah. Auburn Ole Miss in our second game.
Miss McMahon
of the night session. Coach Yo told us yesterday what she wanted to see.
One of the things that really sparked for me and why I wore this shirt is this guy right here, because he reminded me of something that I've been feeling, but we've been scoring so much. If I'm being completely honest, we kind of got away from the core of who we are. We're back, and we're going to dictate and disrupt for 40 minutes.
Neighbors, you're an inspiration. Under 8 to go in the first quarter. Reps were up 6-0. Maya Petticourt tries driving, almost loses it. Auburn with a shot clock violation, and Coach Yo was fired up. Is that dictating and disrupting?
Both.
Y'all didn't know they play 6-on-5? She guards too. You didn't know?
How about the block from Latasha Lattimore?
And they kept it in play.
Woo.
A lot of those shots go out of bounds, and everybody, poses. That stays in play, and they turn it into transition.
Auburn shot 14% in the first quarter, 1:30 left. Tiana Thompson playing tight coverage on Koulibaly. Look at Coach Yo.
She's their 6th defender. Look at the stands.
Like, what is she saying?
Is she talking?
I wish I could live, Brent.
Come on now.
She's so intense. I need Coach Yo to record a morning alarm to wake me up every single morning.
Get up, Alyssa.
Yeah. Oren Jacobs 3 at the buzzer. They were fired up going into the locker room. Into the fourth now. Cody McMahon will miss the jumper, but Iwala gets the rebound, the putback, and one. Coach Yo on
potentially to leave Las Vegas. It's just going to be who can really absorb probably the cost that it's going to take to end up acquiring him.
I wouldn't put anything past Howie Roseman. Nope. I like that one a lot. All right, let's go on to the Giants. Mike T, first year under the new head coach John Harbaugh. Give me a move you want to see them make.
Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame, draft him at number 5. You want to establish a culture of toughness and explosiveness right here. Maybe the best player in the draft, 42 career touchdowns, rushing and receiving Greeny. I'd say this, Jackson Dart will be a better quarterback if he has a running back like this.
Yes, talk to me here about this one, Hasselbeck. You put Jeremiah Love on any team. He is so spectacular, but with the young quarterback, talk to me.
Yeah, I do think the best way you can help a quarterback is by by getting him production, out of the running back position. That position can touch the ball more than any other position outside of quarterback. And so the influence a young player, a first-year player can have on your offense at the running back position is far greater than any other position that you can add. So I like where Mike's head is at with that. I would say this. I also don't hate the idea of drafting an offensive tackle, in the draft either very high, just because I think either one is helpful. I don't disagree with Mike, though, in terms of, the impact that a running back who's going to touch the ball 20 times potentially a game, how that can help your quarterback.
Love is also good enough to be a receiver, so he could help you a lot of ways. There are two tackles who are going to go high, Monroe Freeling and CeCe Mauigoa. That might be too high for either of them. What was the sense you got at the Combine about just how high Jeremiah Love might go? He's so spectacular.
He is. I mean, look, you hear everything. I mean, you hear like Arizona at 3. It doesn't seem realistic, but I mean, taking a running back in the top 5, it just very rarely works out from a value perspective. You got to be ready to go, and I'm not sure maybe by the time they get to the draft, if they built out the offensive line, maybe they feel better about it, but I'm not sure the Giants are in that position.
Or maybe they're next year's Patriots. We're going to find out. Maybe. Let's go to the Commanders next. Jaden Daniels, they took that major step here with Jaden Daniels making that run a couple of years ago. Tim, what is the move you'd like to see for them?
Rashid Shaheed, who ended up with the Seattle Seahawks this year after being traded from New Orleans. I think he's one of the most undervalued players in the National Football League. He's one of the fastest players in the league. He helps you in the return game. And when you look at the Commanders at the receiver position, Terry McLaurin, who they signed to a big deal, is older. Deebo Samuel can't run the way he once did. And so I think Shaheed, who I believe is undervalued, could make them one of the better wide receivers, in the league, which would certainly help Jaden Daniels, who's coming off of a disappointing year.
Absolutely. I mean, the acquisition of Shaheed, particularly also in the return game, was an enormous one for the now defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks. And then finally, let's get to the Cowboys. Graziano, I smile and I turn to you. What is the move the Dallas Cowboys can make to put themselves where we know we want them?
I mean, the answer is Max Crosby, but I already gave him to the Eagles. Okay. So let's give the Cowboys Trey Hendrickson. They need an impact edge rusher, obviously to replace Micah Parsons, who they traded away last summer. Hendrickson would be an uncharacteristic move for Dallas because he's an older free agent. They tend to like younger ones they can get on longer-term deals. But if you're doing well elsewhere, if you're getting your cornerback and your linebacker and you're putting your defense back together and the edge rush position is eluding you, maybe a short-term deal for a 31-year-old Trey Hendrickson makes sense.
Here's what I'd like about it, because everyone is talking about Max Crosby. Max Crosby is much more expensive beyond the money. He costs you the picks, but you have to trade for Max Crosby.
They have the picks.
But they have the picks, but they need so much on defense. So hold on to your picks. What's the expression? Keep your powder dry, whatever the term is. Keep your powder dry. Use those draft picks to address the other two levels of your defense, and go sign Trey Hendrickson. He may not be as good as Max Crosby, but he is exactly what they need.
I totally agree, Greeny. And now all of a sudden you have Donovan Ezeraku from last year. You have Kenny Clark. You have Quinnen Williams. Now you're over the hump from the Micah Parsons trade. And to your point, now you draft a linebacker. Maybe it's Mansour Delane, the best corner, if he's there. So absolutely. And going back to what Bill Walsh always said, right? Score through the passing game, and then you need fourth quarter pass rushers. Certainly Trey Hendrickson fits that.
Yeah, it would be nice for him to get that opportunity. Tim, how about it? Do you see that? I've got a lot of people telling me they think the Cowboys are just a few good moves this offseason away from really putting themselves in a position next year. How do you see them?
Yeah, I would agree, Greeny, and I think your point on the difference between Crosby and Hendrickson, the cost to acquire each one is drastically different. And outside of last year being a bad year for Hendrickson, he's actually been as good as any pass rusher, over the last 7 years in the National Football League. Like, that's how elsewhere to help improve your defense.
Absolutely. All right, we shall see. All the fun will begin in that on Monday. Coming up, we had some fun yesterday. How does the DJ Moore edition get the Bills closer to the Super Bowl? What's next in Buffalo? What does it mean from the Chicago side? Answers to all those questions and more. What a morning we have working on a busy Friday. It's Get Up on ESPN.
Thinking of updating my kitchen. Thinking of redoing our kitchen. We are finally updating our kitchen.
For all those people who never seem to get around to
Breakfast note.
Chase has financial guidance.
See how you can start saving. Really?
Really? At home or in person. That's guidance from Chase.
Your dog is sick of being trapped inside by your weed killer. So, he's taking matters into his own paws with Spruce, the weed killer that's safe for use around people and pets that kills weeds in one day. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly.
I really want to be a part of winning gold.
I want to win. It's time to climb that mountain to the top.
Brenna, I want you to find happiness in who you are because you are the gold.
Family is not just here because you're winning. We'll always be proud of your kid.
When the program ends, I want to see that smile on your face.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. A time to start new jobs and tackle new projects with new tools from Harbor Freight. Whether you're a pro or just like doing things yourself, we've got the quality tools and savings to start your new year off right. So come celebrate spring savings at Harbor Freight. Unbeatable deals right now at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. Don't miss out.
When you're ready for spring break, emphasis on the break. It matters where you stay. Book your spring break now. Hilton, for the stay.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. Now I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. See a head-to-head study of Rinvoq versus another treatment at Rinvoq.com/see the data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
Let's go. Degree Clinical 5X. Protection for 5 types of sweat? Let's see. No sweat. No sweat. No sweat. Personal questions getting too personal? No sweat. Time to give them a show they didn't ask for. See? No sweat. New Degree Clinical 5X, the strongest degree ever.
Huggies Little Movers with HugFit 360. Big moves, even bigger protection.
Go ahead, crank the volume. We got you. USPS has increased daily package processing capacity by 46% in the past 5 years. And with USPS Ground Advantage, your packages stay in our secure network, dock to door, nationwide. For full visibility, near real-time tracking, affordable pricing, for peace of mind. USPS Ground Advantage, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
The Players' Championship live March 12th through 15th on ESPN.
No, it's more like a Stop, everyone stop, time out.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, rated PG.
It is that magical time of year. Final weekend of the college basketball regular season starts tomorrow on ESPN and the ESPN app. We got Florida, Kentucky, 4 Eastern, then number 1 Duke, their traditional last game against North Carolina. Then you'll see Auburn and Alabama, and it's capped off by Texas Tech and BYU. I say it all the time, March Madness, that little 3-week stretch there, there's nothing better than that, right? Nothing better than that.
Too much fun.
Who do you like, Joe?
The action. I like the action. I like all the action. People want you to fill out the brackets, and they say, how many brackets you fill out? 0. You got more juice in the opening wave of games riding on that than you would for the entire bracket pool.
That's real relatable. He fills out 0 brackets. The only person in America. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. First Take starts now.
What's wrong with you?
You're watching Champ Week, presented by Principal. ACC Tournament Quarterfinals. We've got a quadruple header coming your way from Gas South Arena, and we start the day with the regular season champs and the ACC Coach of the Year, Kara Lawson. They only lost twice in the regular season, one of those courtesy of Hannah Cohn and the Clemson Tigers. Mia Moore gives it up. Cohn for 3. Yes! The streak is over. The biggest win of Sean Poppy's career here at Clemson. And we welcome you with that to the 2026 Ally ACC Women's Basketball Tournament. Only once in the 49-year history of this longest-running show has a 9 seed knocked off a 1 seed. Can the Tigers do it again? They start out our day against top-seeded Duke. Look at that one that's coming up next, Notre Dame, NC State. And then the 2 seed Louisville and the 3 seed North Carolina jump into the fray with our doubleheader tonight. Welcome courtside. I'm Beth Mowens alongside the Naismith Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli. Jess Sims is also with us throughout this tournament. And we start out with the Duke Blue Devils and the All-America candidate Toby Fournier leading the way.
Look, Duke has a variety of ways that they can win. They can do it with their D, or they can do it with their post play. And Toby Fournier is an incredible scorer at the rim. She takes a lot of shots there. She makes a lot of shots there. She also is capable of attacking off the high post. 1 dribble moves to the rim, especially making her go to the left. And then decision making plays out of the double team, finding the right offensive weapons. And then I think her best skill is really her ability to run ahead of the ball and finish in their up pace tempo.
All ACC first teamer as well as all ACC defender is Toby Fournier. Advantage inside for the Blue Devils. Can the Tigers get the advantage outside?
Well, they made 10 threes yesterday, and they're going to have at least that many to take down Duke a second time. 6 different Tigers made a 3, including Hannah Cohn, who was the star of the first game between these two. When you look at the shot chart, they've got to play like they did yesterday, inside out against the length of Duke to be able to set up their 3-point shooting.
Blue Devils open up their ACC tournament as the defending champs. They won it last year and then follow it up with a regular season championship for the first time in 13 seasons. And Riley Nelson will pull up and hit the jumper. This is a team that is primed for a run at the Final Four, and they will try and get all their pieces together here for the stretch run and end a 20-year drought at that Final Four.
But when you play against Duke, you have to have a pressure package in. You got a ball fake, shot fake, be ready to go backdoor, and play off dribble entries.
Shot clock winding down. Russ Augustaneda off the mark with her first attempt. Tiana Mayer will push. This is Kara Lawson's best offense in her 6 years at Duke, and you won't see much more than them. There are only 2 others in the rotation. They won the title with 7 guys. And Kara, who of course is the U.S. national head coach, played in the Olympics, played in the WNBA, and this year's 2026 ACC Coach of the Year. Here's Rachel Rose. She and Maya Moore playing through injuries today. Russ will try again and knock it down. She's made more threes than twos this year.
She ties Kendall Spray and Clemson basketball history for 80 made threes in a single season. The transfer from Georgia Tech has had a heck of a year shooting the basketball.
6th in the country, in fact, in three-point percentage at 43.
Two possessions, Duke, 2 turnovers for the Blue Devils. So you wonder if, they got to shake a little rust off, right? Their first appearance in the tournament in the postseason this year.
Their last outing was a regular season loss to North Carolina. Fortunately for Duke, Louisville also lost that day, so an outright title for the Blue Devils. Projected right now as a 3 seed, but certainly in the discussion for a 2 seed come NCAA time. Clemson safely into the field with their best season in a couple of decades as Moore comes up short. Demira Hines will try and keep things close in the lane today, along with Raven Thompson, and there's Fournier for 3.
Fournier has made now 16 triples on the season, and she's starting to shoot it a lot more through February. She makes most of her money on the block, though, Beth. 82% of the shots she takes are at the rim, so I think Clemson will let her make another one before they adjust.
Here's Moore off the bounce. Pitches it back out to Thompson. She'll try for 3, and that won't go. You know when you're playing against Duke, they're going to defend you well. 4 straight years with the best scoring defense in the ACC, including this year.
That is in part because of the great defensive habits, the discipline that they have on that end. With a shorter rotation, you got to count on players staying out of foul trouble and having that kind of mentality. And then they know personnel very well. Their schemes are excellent.
Corner 3 is good from Mayer, the senior from Boston.
But Duke is making jump shots early.
Good sign for the Blue Devils, out to the 8-3 lead. 1 bucket so far for Clemson, and make it 2. And there's Moore, the senior from nearby Alpharetta, Georgia.
I think Mia Moore's the key right here. She's got elite level speed in the open floor. She has to be able to set up 3-point shooting, and she has to be a threat to score as well.
It's a 3-point shot-a-thon early on. Mayer, nice cut and a foul. Good find by Delaney Thomas, and free throws coming for the Blue Devils.
Duke doing a good job right here, getting a piece of the gap, drawing help. You're really not supposed to help on the strong side corner on penetration, but Clemson does. And then a corner triple by Mia Moore. She's got to have a big game. I think Clemson's got to make double-digit threes, and Moore has to stay out of foul trouble. She's got to be able to handle against the Duke pressure.
So Mayer at the line, over 1,000 points and over 500 assists in her career. A couple of years at Duke, a couple at Boston College. She is actually top 10 in ACC history, dropping dimes.
And a couple of good point guards in this one. A little bit overshadowed across the league.
Well, you got to have good guard play, right, Debbie, to run this ACC gauntlet.
Well, in March, you have to have guards.
And in the tournament, yeah.
And Clemson usually deploys the 2-point guard system with Rachel Rose on the floor alongside Mia Moore. And boy, did Rose play well yesterday.
Boy, and she had to, because Moore was in foul trouble early. And then Mia exploded in the second half for Clemson. Nice find inside, Rose to Hines.
There may not be a tougher shape-up in the post than Demira Hines. She is fantastic at showing hands and numbers to the ball, and a good job by Rose to make a great entry.
Clemson already has a win under its belt. They beat Virginia yesterday. They made 9 of their last 10 shots to take over in the fourth quarter. And holding Virginia to its lowest scoring total of the year. And there's going to be a foul on the box out on Clemson.
This right here is the post-up I'm talking about. Look how deep she pushes the Duke D under the hoop. And you catch it with that kind of real estate, Hines is going to finish.
Clemson thought that should have been an over the back. Eric Bruton, Tiffany Boyd, Meadow Overstreet are officials in the first game of our quadruple header here at the ACC Tournament quarterfinal action. Jordan Wood inside Ariana Robertson for 2.
Really great flash from the weak side, but the size of Duke right there a factor, right? They are bigger on the front line. They are longer than this Clemson team.
Robertson, the 6'4" freshman from San Antonio, gives them a post presence. Buscaneda, tough shot from downtown. Ashlyn Jackson with the rebound. Robertson will try for 3. That's off of Moore, out of bounds. Top seed in action. The Blue Devils, can they defend their championship after taking home this trophy a year ago?
Ally helps millions spend smarter and save more for the things that matter most to them. That's why we're the bank that's your ally.
There are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block. Come to the office and I'll do them. Or stay home and I'll still do them. Even if you do it yourself online, I'll be there waiting in case you need help.
File your way with H&R Block.
Another day. Same pain, same meds, same struggling for symptom relief. Injections like Humira and Enbrel work similarly to treat moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis. But if your symptoms haven't improved enough, Rinvoq works differently. It's a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve RA and PSA joint pain, stiffness, and swelling, as fast as 2 weeks for some. Even after 3 years, many people felt this relief. In PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin noticeably clearer.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Do something different. Ask your doctor if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
Jen loved her Gain flings. Then Brad showed up with Gain rinse and beads. When they mixed their scents, they discovered they were scent mates. For all-day scents that last, sniff the difference with Gain.
It's Champ Week on ESPN, and the stars are about to show out. We've got the ACC.
That's a big-time shot for Ashlyn Jackson.
The SEC.
Wow, Joyce Edwards.
And the Big 12.
Olivia Miles, what a show.
Who will take home the hardware for their conference?
It means absolutely everything.
We love a championship weekend. Conference championship games, Sunday on ESPN.
Duke has gone through a gauntlet of a schedule.
A Duke team that started 3-6.
We don't get to control the length of our adversity. You can give a real assessment of where you are and where you need to get to.
I forgot what that struggle like.
We're like, okay, is it over yet?
I forgot what that hustle like.
It will turn at some point.
17 straight wins. What a bounce back by the Blue Devils.
Duke was the worst team in the ACC 6 years ago before Coach Kara Lawson took over. And last year, they won their first ACC tournament championship in 12 years. And this year, the first regular season championship in 13 years. But you know what? It has not come without challenges. Preseason, they were ranked number 7, but got out to a tough 3-6 start, and a lot of people counted them out. Coach Lawson said what doesn't get talked about enough is the fact that 3 of their best players had season-ending injuries at the start. So it took some time for the new 7-player rotation to settle in. She said, you're really undervaluing the journey and the toughness that lies in the locker room.
Boy, and that has been on display after they tore off on that 17-game winning streak, their longest in a couple of decades. Tiana Mayer out of the timeout hits a triple. That's already the 3rd here early on for for the Blue Devils.
Well, Mayer does a great job of relocating off the double team. As soon as she sees it, she moves into the vision.
I think the big answer that Duke fans are looking for, Debbie, is how do they respond to the 2 late season losses to Clemson and North Carolina?
Wasn't it interesting that the 2 best teams in the league all year come into the tournament, Duke and Louisville, losing 2 of their last 3?
I think it shows more depth than people thought.
So when Toby Fournier catches the ball down here on the block and turns and spins, Tiana Mayer does a great job of relocating into her vision. Moore's the one that left Mayer to go and double, and that's a great shape-up behind the 3-point line. Really well done by the Blue Devils.
Out to the early lead here, 6 minutes in. For the 9-time ACC tournament champs and the defenders of the championship trophy, if they win a 10th here this weekend, they would tie Maryland for the all-time ACC lead. Of course, long-time success under Chris Weller and then Brenda Fries at Maryland.
I mean, you're talking about great teams. Brenda Fries went to the Final Four at Maryland before she won the ACC Tournament Championship. It's one of the great nuggets I love to talk about how great this event has been. And as you mentioned early, it's the longest standing postseason women's tournament.
And then, of course, Duke's success for a long time under Gail Guest, of course, and then Joanne P. McCauley.
5 in a row under Coach G at Duke.
Best run ever in the ACC tournament. There's the Tigers. Nice move to the bucket for Taylor Johnson-Matthews.
Great job of rejecting the screen. Good set by Poppy. Coach Poppy over there has had a heck of a year coaching his team.
His biggest win in the regular season was against this Duke team as Nelson drops one. He has rebuilt the Tigers out of the portal, including a couple of people that came with him from Tennessee Chattanooga. Rachel Rose being one of those, along with Raven Thompson. Most wins since their last ACC championship in 1999. And what a big day for them. That is the last time they won 2 games at the ACC tournament. They're trying for a second win here today.
Jim Davis is here, and he won those 2 ACC tournament championships, 96 and 99. You know, and Graham Neff, the athletic director at Clemson, gave Poppy a big fat contract extension. That's the kind of faith that he has in him.
He's treating us to some Max cheeseburgers next time we're in town.
Yeah, Graham Neff is on the hook for dinner.
Or some pizza. Scramble for the loose ball, and the possession arrow will stay here with Clemson. Their most wins in 25 seasons, and they are going back to the NCAAA tournament for just the 2nd time in 24 years.
And, you know, during the storms that hit the Southeast, they lost a game, and probably a game they would have won. So actually, they may have had 22 wins on that number had they been able to reschedule that game.
They've shown some depth this year. One of the better benches in the ACC. Including Hadley Perriman, who was out there, number 21 in orange. Shot clock's winding down. Raven going to work. Can't get it up, and there's a shot clock violation.
Raven Thompson is going to attack a closeout, but once she gets in the paint, you've got to keep moving to give her an option. And, you know, Toby Fournier is a tremendous shot blocker who is always lurking. 2.3 block shots a game.
She had 18 in the regular season loss to Clemson a couple of weeks ago. The lone bright spot offensively. And when we talked to Kara Lawson earlier today, she said their guards, Jackson and Mayer, that may have been their worst showing of the year. They're looking for more here today as Jackson is off the mark on that 3. Ashlyn, the senior from Texas, 3rd all-time in career-made threes, and she's one of the best free throw shooters in Duke history as well.
She's made the most threes this year, and she's the top perimeter defender, according to Coach Lawson.
Rose with an offensive rebound. Tough pass, and it's picked off. Jackson will take over the point here with Mayer out of the game right now, getting some attention on the Duke bench. Fournier, look out! She's knocked down a couple.
Yes. You know what? That's okay. 17 triples on the season. She adds that consistently. Watch out.
That's trouble. Trouble for opponents.
I think that's the one thing about her game is she needed some versatility. Most of the shots she makes and takes her in the paint.
After hesitation, Johnson-Matthews tried to hook up with more on the back door. And the Blue Devils can make this a double-digit lead.
This important possession right here for both teams.
Thomas unattended. Can't knock it down.
Holland Harris getting some early minutes for Sean Poppy. He needs some size and some length on that front line, and you got to be able to stay with them on the glass as well if you're Clemson.
Haven't scored now in over 3 minutes. Big reason why, 4 turnovers during that stretch, and there's Rose on the drive.
And Poppy's looking at his team and saying, see, drive it and score it. Don't be intimidated by their shot-blocking presence on the front line.
2-time SoCon Player of the Year out of Wofford.
Beth, you have to get into the paint and make plays.
Fournier, good post up and a foul. Oh no, they're going to say she walked first. Turnover back to the Tigers.
.7. You got time for 3 dribbles or 4.
Rose. Oh, and she's not going to get it up in time. Over-penetrated. End of the first, Duke in front. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Ally, the bank that's your ally.
Take me to the river, drop me in the water.
With the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid's 500-plus miles on a single tank, 30% more cargo space, and legendary 4x4 capability, you have everything you need to get to the river safely.
Bye, Billy.
He's doing it. But after that, you're on your own. Stay safe with 140 safety features in the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid.
Years of hard work, decades of dedication, committed to giving back. You've been there, done that, and you're still here for more. So now that you're 50 or older and at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia and IPD, be proactive with Capvaxive, a vaccine specifically designed for adults to help protect against pneumonia and invasive disease caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive is the only vaccine that helps protect against the strains that cause 82% of IPD in adults 50 or older, compared with up to 54% by other pneumococcal conjugate vaccines. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Whether you've had another pneumococcal vaccine or not, ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive.
Still get to quit. Do I make myself clear? Marine still get to quit. Do I make myself clear?
Not just anyone can fight for everyone.
Where?
Marines are made for this.
With Expedia, the more Ken travels, the more he earns.
Got this car with 1 key cash. In Ken math, it was free.
Ken, in Italy, they also drive on the right.
Me scusi.
Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
I'm back! Get up off of that thing! And you better! Get up off of that thing! And check you better! Ow! I feel good! Sing it now! Get up off of that thing! And you better! Get up off of that thing! And you better!
For the Clemson Tigers, their best season this century. Sean Poppy's got things turned around. Their biggest win in a long, long time. They knocked off Duke on February 22nd. Hannah Cohn's only basket was a game winner at the buzzer. And a win today would get them to 22 wins and just as significant, back-to-back wins at this ACC tournament, which also has not happened this century. Huge things building. They have a top 25 recruiting class coming in next year, and their resume makes them NCAA tournament worthy. Maybe a 7, 8, 9 seed in that neighborhood.
Whatever it is, they'll be ready. They will be excited, and they will have a great crowd that follows them.
Duke Blue Devils, they average 6 threes per game. They've already hit 4 to jump out to the early lead through the first quarter of play. Fournier, quadruple team. That allowed Thomas to get in there for the rebound.
That's where the length and size of Duke is an issue for Clemson. Really playing with almost 4 guards on the floor. Holland Harris is kind of a hybrid who doesn't get a lot of minutes yet.
Let's see if they start pounding it inside a little more this second quarter to the Blue Devils. Clemson, meanwhile, heavily reliant on the 3 and have needed to start some dribble drive to open up some lanes.
Just can't over-penetrate.
Shot clock winding down, Cohn.
Oh, and a foul. Now, did the foul occur before the shot clock? Officials are going to come together and probably review it. Coach Lawson's losing her mind over there.
Yeah, she thought the buzzer went first.
Coach Lawson still has a little vertical, I noticed.
There you see the shot clock, top of your screen.
So it's the shot clock and the game clock
on review to see if the foul
are
occurred
different.
prior to the shot clock violation.
It's a little quirky rule in the women's game, the way I understand it, is on a buzzer beater, it's clock, light, horn, but on a shot clock, it's horn and then light.
Review underway. Back in a moment.
Finish strong.
Meet Coach Neil Ivey, the very definition of a player's coach. Coach Ivey takes care of the talent on her team the same way you take care of the talent on yours. Principal, proud sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
ACE's YardRx program prescribes the best lawn care specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, you can get a personalized prescription delivered free from the helpful folks at ACE. Subscribe now and save 20% on everything you need all year. From our store to your front door, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Imagine if Fresh Sheet Day could become Fresh Sheet Week. With Downy April Fresh, you can climb into more freshness, night after night for up to 7 days. Downy breathes life into your laundry.
I just got these. I'm a genie, and I can give you whatever you want. You want to be a fashion icon? You want a little quadruple threat action? Have people screaming your name? Come on now. Change the game for good. Nothing? You gotta want something. I want all of it. Now that I can work with.
OMG, y'all. Travelers swear by this one trick. What's up with Mom?
She's been scrolling travel advice for hours. Now she's got influencer brain.
Wonder what this luggage brand sent me? It's luggage. Vocal fry. Time for a glow up. Hashtag paid partner. Stop scrolling. Keep scrolling. Stop scrolling.
You gotta use Kayak. They compare hundreds of sites so you always get your trip right.
Oh, Mama's back, fam. Illy.
Kayak. Got that right.
What does Skechers' new Aeroburst and Skechers Race Car have in common? Both cut through the wind with hypersonic speed and feature Goodyear rubber for incredible grip. However, one takes a whole team, and the other, you just step in and run. Go fast the easy way in new Skechers Aeroburst.
Get your popcorn ready.
She's strong. She's physical.
March Madness begins March 18th on ABC, ESPN, and streaming on the ESPN app.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. some of the celebrations. That was Virginia Tech and the nightcap last night advancing. They will be in action against the 3-seed North Carolina tonight.
After review, the foul occurred after 0 on the shot clock. So there'll be no foul. It'll be Duke's ball on the baseline going long distance.
So this is the second shot clock violation on Clemson.
It's a good job by the officials to come together without having to go through the appeal. They just review it in the break and we move on.
Just underway, second quarter of our first quarterfinal of the day. China Mayer misses on the shot. Riley Nelson has the offensive rebound. Mayer will try again for 3. And Clemson will come away with it.
Mayer looking aggressive here offensively.
He's already got 8 points on 7 shots. One thing that Clemson was able to do in the regular season win was to not only hang with Duke on the glass, but to beat them on the boards. Cone for 3, short.
Okay, when you throw the ball and make a shooter drop their hands, they usually are short on the shot. You got to hit him in the pocket.
Mayer thought about it again. She's hunting early. Here's Thomas, mid-range, good. 13 of the 19 Duke shots, Debbie, have been outside the lane.
Isn't that interesting that they're a jump shooting team to start the game? I really thought they were going to pound it inside. They still have that weapon in Toby Fournier available to them to pound it inside.
Blue Devils now with their biggest lead, and that was short-lived. The 3 is good from Johnson Matthews. They made 10 triples in their win over Virginia in their first round game yesterday as Thomas is hacked inside.
They ran this before and she rejected the screen, drove and scored. Now, because Duke hesitates a little bit in that 2-man defensive scheme, she's ready to catch and shoot.
First foul on Holland Harris, so Thomas to the line, the junior from Charleston, West Virginia. One of the Blue Devils that can drop 20 a night on you. All 7 in their rotation can score. That's been a big difference for this Duke offense. And you know, Debbie, historically teams that reach the Final Four and win national championships are some of the best scoring teams in the country year in and year out.
And you have good guard play. And you have the ability to play situational offense and defense because the game shrinks. You don't get as many easy buckets.
Same situation this year. You look at the top 10 in the net. They are amongst the best scoring teams in the country. Weak side rebound for Hines. Extra possession here.
You got a mismatch on the block.
Hines.
I would get out of the way and let her take it.
Oh, great job by Mayer. They finally get it into Demira. And could not muscle that one up and in. Nelson. And a foul. This is one of the things Duke has done well this year, Debbie. Get that pace going.
That's one of the things that Coach Lawson talked to us about before the game. About changing the speed of the game, accelerating through not just their transition game and pushing, but also accelerating through their offense in the quarter court and how you go about doing that. And a lot of it had to do with body language.
Tonight at 9:30 Eastern, right here on ACC Network, the Nothing But Net crew will cap the night. Got a complete breakdown of all of the quarterfinals today. That's coming up post-game, Nothing But Net. Our first game of the day with NC State Notre Dame on deck. You talk about good guard play. Whew. Hannah Hidalgo, 5 straight games with 25 points or better. The 2-seed Louisville, the 3-seed North Carolina in action in the nighttime double dip.
And then NC State's backcourt, don't sleep on them. They're going to be ready to play.
Zam and Zoe. In and out for Clemson. And Mayer is there to lock it up. Top seed looking to extend the lead and avenge one of their 2 regular season losses in the conference. Mayer, open three. Good ball movement for the Blue Devils. Timeout, Poppy.
We are here at Planet Fitness, getting strong for the season's biggest games. Join now, and your first month is free. With the PF Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and unlock sensational recovery amenities like red light.
Dickie P?
Let's go.
Get the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends March 13th.
Planet Fitness, we're all strong on this planet, baby.
Duke on a 6-0 run in the last minute 39 to separate from Clemson. Now watch the backdoor cut and then the pass and the one more. It is called swing, swing basketball. It's a great job of going from a good shot to a better shot. And when you do that, penetration to the baseline, you collapse the defense, you shrink the floor, and then you move it one more. And you get a wide open catch and shoot triple.
Duke now shooting 50% in this first half. They've hit 5 triples, almost to their season average. And Mayer is at her season average with 11 points already. Rising to the challenge from her head coach.
Hines again with a mismatch inside on Duke's switching defense.
Well, they got the ball to that side and then they went away from it. On the drive, Robertson able to bother the shot. And another violation, the third of this half, but
look, there's .2 on the clock.
There's still time.
The official blew it for a shot clock violation, but there's .2 on the clock. That ball does not hit the rim.
Yeah. And that ended up being the Tigers' possession that Hines was able to get a shot up.
But you know what? This is probably going to be a shot clock violation, and it just allows Clemson to set their defense and not allow Duke to have a transition opportunity.
We have an inadvertent whistle. When the ball was gained possession, Duke had possession when that whistle was blown. So it'll be Duke's ball on the baseline going long. And we have a full 30 going the other direction.
Duke never had possession.
Yeah, they did.
After the block?
Yes. Tiffany Bird doing the right thing here, apologizing for an inadvertent whistle. But I'm telling you right here, watch Hines. The shot goes up. She gets it blocked, and Duke has possession right there.
Duke's got the ball right there when it comes down. Delaney Thomas.
It kept Duke from getting a fast break opportunity. So it's in some ways, it's a small break. Like you can consider it that for Clemson.
They need to make some breaks right now as Duke tries to pull away.
As review, the ball was actually loose. We should have a jump ball violation. A jump ball.
I thought Duke had possession.
There was no team control. In a jump ball violation, it'll be Clemson's ball. Clemson's ball with .2 on the game clock.
See, that's not any better for Clemson.
.2 on the shot clock. .2 on the shot clock.
That's only a tap. Actually, you can't even tap it.
Well, at least it's their.
It's still the same thing for Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would rather keep the arrow for yourself for something better than a .2 on a shot clock. And it's still the same thing. They're still going to be able to set their defense.
Well, you can try and tip it and hit the rim and then get a reset on the shot clock if you're rebounding. I'm looking for positives.
Well, you have to have .3 to tap it.